Throughout the 29 days of searching that took place on this island, we're just outside the village of Masca, and this is the valley where that discovery was made yesterday by the mountain rescue search teams. It goes right the way down from here through the ravine down towards the sea, and it is very difficult terrain, and there are many obstacles. There are many places that are difficult to get through on foot, and you would actually have to climb down rock faces to make it all the way through this valley. And the confirmation from one of the courts in the Canary Islands in the last few minutes confirmed to Sky News is that the results from that autopsy that had been carried out show that via fingerprinting it was indeed Jay Slater, which of course was what they strongly suspected yesterday when they announced that those remains had been found, because they had also found his clothes and some of his possessions. So desperately sad news for his family. They are still on the island, as we understand it. And we also have seen this morning in this valley a search team continuing that work to try and see if there are any further clues out there or any other bits of evidence that may have been missed. But this is such difficult terrain to scour because the undergrowth is so thick. You have to hack your way through it to get through in certain sections. And the conclusion from the court in the Canary Islands is that the most likely thing that happened to Jay Slater was that he fell possibly down a cliff face or some other steep bank that led to an injury that led sadly to his death. So the confirmation really of what the family and all those involved in the search pretty much knew was coming, but the court's now confirming that here in the Canary Islands. As I say, the search does go on in the valley below for any other evidence that might be down there.
And as you've been talking to us, Tom, we've got a little bit more information from the Spanish authorities. They are saying, as we've said, that fingerprinting confirms it belongs to Jay Slater. The death due to multiple traumas compatible with a fall in the mountainous area, they are saying. What will his family do now? Presumably they will want to bring Jay's body back to the UK as soon as possible.
Yes, I'm sure the preparations and the arrangements are being made at what is an incredibly difficult time for them, and a time in which they have also criticised the whole online furore that has been around this case, with conspiracy theorists or people spreading incorrect rumours about the case. The family have called that out in the last few days and said that it has made a very, very difficult situation far worse to try and deal with, and that is something that is a hallmark of this case, a troubling hallmark really that we've seen in other high-profile missing persons cases. And there will no doubt be further questions as to exactly how that can be remedied to protect and support families who find themselves in these kind of very difficult situations. We know that also there will be kind of guidance and lessons to be learned, but there are also things such as the questions that still remain unanswered about Jay Slater's disappearance. Why did he set off on what seems like an almost impossible walk, an 11-hour walk from this point in the mountains back down to the south of the island after he'd been out partying? There are many things perhaps that we will never know about this disappearance, questions that may remain unanswered, but those confirmations, or the confirmation from the courts, at least do give the family a definitive answer as to what happened, if not entirely why Jay Slater was in this valley and why